Alright, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper, and welcome back everybody to a brand new video. Hope you guys are doing well. In this one, we're going to be going over the 10 best pack-a-punched guns in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now, these are going to be the weapons that, in the current build of the game, and as far as we are right now, I think are the best. And I'm also going to be including wonder weapons, as I think some have been completely rebalanced to where they're actually good now. And of course, before we get started on that, if you guys that have been enjoying the video, a like rating would be awesome. Thank you so much, and make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. And let me know in the comments, what is your number one favorite pack-a-punch gun in Black Ops 4 Zombies? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. The top 10 best pack-a-punch guns in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now, keep in mind that the system where you upgrade in this is a little bit different than every other Treyarch game. When you pack-a-punch, you get a significant boost in damage, but you can also pack-a-punch it 3 and 4 more times to quadruple pack, basically. And every time you'll get that, you'll have more damage and an alternate ammo type. So this is something that we recently figured out, and this is going to influence my decisions on what I think are the top 10 best guns. So coming in today at our number 10 spot, and starting this off here, is the KN57, and the reason why I was instantly attracted to this gun is just because it's so classic, man. I honestly think that they slightly remodeled this, as they were going to reuse the KN44 from Black Ops 3. We've seen it in some of the artwork. It could have been just a placeholder, but this is a slightly different version of that. But if you play Black Ops 3 and you like the KN44, though, this should feel natural to you. You should like it, and if you like the AK from older Call of Duty games, then this should just be like feeling at home now. When you pack-a-punch it, the name goes from the KN57 to the Ruined Avenger, which, if you ask me, is an absolutely sick name, and also has a huge jump in damage output from the standard version to the pack-a-punch version. And all around, I think it's a very easy to understand weapon, and it's just it's going to be a go-to for a lot of people. It also holds 50 in the standard pack-a-punch magazine, which is quite a lot, to be honest, so it's really good. Now, moving along here, and coming in at our number 9 spot is going to be the Wehling Pack-a-Punch. Now, this is the standard starting pistol that if you load up Black Ops 4, you're gonna spawn in with every single time. There is an option to change what weapon to start out with, but honestly, these are not a bad call at all. When you pack-a-punch them, they get significantly better. They become sort of like the classic Mustang and Sally, or the Death and Taxes from Bo4. It's the two explosive pistols, and in this game, they become the king and country. But the reason I'm putting these on my list is a special reason. I normally don't put the double upgraded pistols on any kind of top 10 list, but this has something special about it that even like the Mustang and Sally, as iconic as they are, they can't do this. The Wehling has a very small blast radius as far as being able to damage you, but it does tremendous amounts of damage to zombies, meaning even if you don't have the PhD slider perk that was going to reduce your explosive damage, you can still fire it somewhat close to your person without taking any hits at all. My favorite version of the pistols, hands down. Coming in at the number 8 spot is one of my favorite high round weapons so far in Black Ops 4 Zombies. This is the Spitfire. The reason why I'm so in love with this gun as well is because it's very similar to the Vesper from Black Ops 3, which I used all the time. It's pretty much the direct predecessor to it. It feels like a cousin of the Vesper, and it performs almost the exact same way. But what's nice about it is it has a 60 round magazine after you pack-a-punch it. It becomes the Sky Scorcher, which is another sick name, and also when you pair that with a double pack-a-punch weapon type or an alternate ammo type such as Deadwire, which is called kilowatts in this game, or Brain Rot, which is the new turned, it can be an absolute devastator. It's also wall buy, so you can get infinite ammo pretty much in high rounds, so what's not to love? Moving on, and taking our number 7 spot today is a very interesting one because of how it changes after you pack-a-punch it. So if you guys didn't know, the trench gun is back in the game, a fan favorite, a classic from World at War, and it's been back added into Bo4, but when you pack-a-punch it, it does something completely new. It becomes sort of like a close range grenade launcher that you can either kind of like one bounce to blow up zombies, or you can direct impact them to blow them up as well. And what's nice about this is it's kind of like the King and Country, where the blast radius, where it doesn't really hurt you too much even if you're close to it. And I don't know, it's just one of the quirkiest guns that I didn't expect to change like this in Zombies. Like, it goes from a shotgun to becoming a grenade launcher, which is like, you know, the two farthest categories you could ever really think of. Also, when you pack-a-punch it, the name becomes the Home Wrecker, which, to be honest, is really not that inaccurate of a description. So it's definitely a unique weapon in this game. It's not going to be for everybody, I know that, but I recommend you give it a try at least once to see if you like it or not. Now, coming in at our number 6 spot is the Raygun. I had to put this on here. I know some people don't like the Raygun and some people love it, but in Black Ops 4, I actually find that it has a decent amount of usefulness. And the reason why it got to this spot was because in Black Ops 4, right now, in the current build of the game, there is no effective version of double tap, meaning this makes the effectiveness of all bullet weapons a lot lower, and there's just really no way around it. So if all of the bullet weapons are just weaker, this means the Raygun is going to stand out a little bit more. It was pretty much a joke in Black Black Ops 3, it was a very average to subpar weapon, but since every bullet weapon is just statistically not as good now, the Raygun stands out a little bit. I will say it's especially good at one-tapping dogs, which are probably right now the most annoying enemy in the game. They're going to get patched really soon, but the Raygun's good for that, and I remember a lot of people were saying to make the Raygun great again after Black Ops 3. There was like this whole movement for it, but I will say be careful what you wish for, because we got it, but is it really worth the sacrifice that we had to trade off? That's up to you to decide. Now, next on our list at number 5 is going to be the SDM DMR/Sniper. This is effectively an MK14 in any other Call of Duty game. They've renamed it for this, but Pack-a-Punch, it becomes an absolute monster. The damage is way higher than the other alternate version of the Auger DMR, which before I played with the SDM, I thought was probably the GOAT. You know, that was one of my favorite guns in the game. But when I got this out of the mystery box, I wasn't really sure exactly how this, even if this was going to replace the Auger, but it turns out for me, that was the case, right? It just does straight up higher damage. It's a beefier version of the Auger. It's honestly, in my opinion, also easier to handle. And the best thing about it is that it demolishes any boss zombie, especially on 9. I think it's probably one of the most effective things to run on here, and I just see no point to run it over the Auger. The only downside is the fact that it is not a wall buy. So if you run out of ammo, that's pretty much really nothing you can do about it. The Auger is a wall buy, so you can replace it. However, this is not the case for the SDM. Now, getting up to the top of the list, but coming in at our number 4 spot is the Vapor Assault Rifle. Now, this is probably the best out of all of these standard bullet weapons. The ones that are above on this list are going to be more related to wonder weapons or just things that are non-traditional. They're definitely not wall buys, and they're probably rare ones to get out of the box as well, or you need to acquire them in some other way. But the Vapor is probably the best standard gun in the game. It's just overall a beast. When you Pack-a-Punch it, it also has 50 in the magazine, and it becomes the Creeping Haze. A super sick name. It's a wall buy, so you can always replace the ammo, and when you fully upgrade it and put an alternate ammo type on it, the best ones to run are things like Kilowatt and also the new Turned, which is called Brain Rot. These are great on it. It's a very good high rounds weapon in my opinion. And it's just one of those things where I literally have nothing negative to say about it. So if you want a gun that you can just love all around, then the Vapor might be the one for you. Now, getting to our final top 3 here, the best guns in the game, our number 3 spot has to be my boy, the Kraken from Voyage of Despair. So this weapon is literally a cannon that you can take around in your hands. You acquire it from the mystery box. You really don't have to do anything special to get it. However, there are some elemental upgrades that are a complete quest in and of itself. But if you just get the standard weapon out of the mystery box and then you go ahead and Pack-a-Punch it, you get this absolute god right here. One of the best things that it's got going for it is the fact that, as far as I'm aware, you don't even need to have the PhD perk, and you can fire the explosive as close as you want to yourself, and it will not damage you. You can be quite literally point blank range and fire it into a group of zombies, and you won't take any damage from the explosion. And it's great against boss zombies, which are very frequent on Voyage of Despair, so it's pretty much a must-have. The elemental versions are just as effective against them as well, and I recommend you go for those. But if you don't want to go through all that entire quest and just get the standard Pack-a-Punch version, you're really not doing yourself a disservice. It's absolutely fantastic. Keeping things moving here, guys, and coming in at number 2 is a Blood of the Dead exclusive weapon, the Acid Gat. If you've played Mob, then you are very familiar with this weapon. Now, in Blood, it works pretty much the same way. There are a couple of differences. You know, you can't really see exactly where the canisters go, which is probably the only downside there is to it, but it works exactly the same way otherwise. And in this game and how hectic it is in Bo4, this is a must-have. Now, there is an upgraded further version called the Magma Gat, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of that one because I just think it's a little bit underwhelming. The zombies don't really get the memo sometimes when you fire the weapon. They're supposed to attract to it, and you can use that to kind of take some fire off of yourself, but it doesn't work all the time, and I think if it was more consistent, I might like that better. But the Acid Gat seems to be the most consistent version of the weapon possible. The damage is great. You have to use it to get a couple of different Easter egg items in the map as well, so I think that you should go for this every single game you play. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at our number 1 spot, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is going to be the Winter's Howl. How did we ever get here in 2018? The Winter's Howl literally being probably the worst wonder weapon in zombies history to somehow probably becoming the best weapon in Black Ops 4. The reason why this is so effective and I love it is because right now in Black Ops 4, the dogs spawns are very, very brutal, and this is like pretty much dog antithesis. It's the easiest weapon to kill them with. You just turn around and one tap them pretty much on any round and you can stop them, and it slows down zombies so you can kind of control the pace of the game better, which is important also. And in my opinion, Treyarch really saw the void of the classic Winter's Howl, how it just it wasn't really cutting it, and they made it so much better, which I appreciate. I think it's a cool idea as a weapon. It's very, very unique, and it's necessary if you're playing Classified, in my opinion, with the current balancing of the game. But I always recommend these, and guys, that is going to be the top 10 list for today. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. I am really enjoying Black Ops 4 Zombies at the moment and posting content in it. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am making it. And let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you would like to see. I have plenty more videos already in the works, so whatever you list might actually be coming out here soon. I have some Blackout videos that are in the works as well for those of you who are waiting on some more Battle Royale themed content. That is on the way, don't worry. But Zombies is very, very enjoyable right now. I'm looking forward to posting it more, and I really hope you guys are digging it as much as me. With that being said, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like rating if you guys did end up enjoying this. Subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. Go follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all on the next stream or the next video. Peace out.